Now then, crew, and welcome back to the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel. Now, I've been working on Holly's DR200 this afternoon, but I got to a point where I've got just enough time to do a video on these. Now, these are a couple of solar interaction, is that right? Solar interaction wall lamps that somebody sent me. Very nice chap, thank you very much. Really appreciate that, because when I'm putting the bikes away on an evening and it's normally dark, I can't really see outside very well. We haven't got any outside lights, so I'm hoping that these will do the trick, just to give me just enough light to be able to see what I'm doing, grab the bikes, wheel them back in the workshop, and then shut up shop for the day. Now, Simon Roll, a good friend of mine over in the UK, said, "Hey Andy, why don't you pull one of these apart and we'll take a look on the inside and see what kind of quality they are, and we'll add some glue gunny stuff around possibly some of the more components that may be affected by rainwater or dampness, and try and prevent some of the corrosion that could occur inside the light." So, a very short video. Without further ado, let's get the whole thing unboxed, and then we'll pick one of the lights and we'll pull it apart. Here we go. Used.
You don't paint something without wiping.
Honestly. Okay, I have already had a sneaky peek, but you haven't yet, so we'll have a look. Right, so we've got some fitting screws, so it does, and we've got one that's already wrapped. We'll leave that one wrapped up for now. And we've got one here, which is already unwrapped. This is the one we're going to pull apart, and I haven't yet been inside, so this is a joint venture for you and I. User guide, we've got one of those, so that's all the information that they give us on the user guide, so you can have a read through that if you want to press pause. And what else came in the packet as well? We've got this thing here, look. Thank you for your purchase. Well, actually I got sent this for free, which is even nicer. Happy, take some pictures, upload the pictures and leave a 5-star feedback. Interesting, good idea though. Small gadget, we just do the best. Well, we'll find out just how good these things are. Okay, let's undo some screws and take a look. Well, there's already one that's missing. Well, not to worry, I'll find something to go in there a bit later on, because otherwise it'll be compromised. I'm hoping there's maybe a rubber seal behind here, and it's not just plastic on plastic, but time will tell. I have had some feedback from other viewers, because I showed this on one of the live streams on a Sunday morning, 8:30 New Zealand time, by the way, if you want to join in. And they said, "Oh, I've got some of those, and they're really good, and they weren't that expensive. $6.95, I think they were for the pair, which is an absolute bargain, really, isn't it?" Okay, let's see if we can get in. There we go, look. Right, we've got stuff. Oh, there's the battery. Okay, and there's a little tiny circuit board, and that's all we get. So obviously the circuit board really is the only component in here that could get damaged by moisture. Looking at this, there isn't a rubber seal, it's just plastic on plastic, so it's not really that well sealed to the elements, but it is an outside light. So when we come to put it back together, we'll put some glue gunny stuff around there and make a seal, just to seal the whole thing up. But in the meantime, let's put some of that glue gunny stuff on the circuit board as well, just to try and protect it a little bit from the elements. Yeah, I wonder if it's warmed up yet. Geez, there's a lot of wires in there, isn't there? But there is actually a hell of a lot of LEDs that it runs as well. Look at all those. Should be pretty good when it works. Right, now Mrs. Mechanic's only given me one of her glue gun sticks, so I can't go mad, but I think we should just try and cover up some of those components inside. We're only going to do this to one of them, and we'll see if this one lasts longer. So I'm just going to give the whole thing a bit of a coat. Just try and impregnate behind the wires. just to try and keep the moisture off. I might have to go get another glue stick. We'll wait and see. Has that covered everything up? I think we need a little bit more down in this corner here. Sorry for the poor camera action. There we go. Right, lots of strands of glue, but that doesn't matter. Oh, there's a bit in the middle there I haven't done. Right, and a bit there. Around that chippy thing. Okay, well I reckon that should work. We've got plenty on there. So the next job is to run some glue around the outside, just to seal the whole thing up. So I'm going to be really quick with this because we haven't got a lot left. Probably never get into it again, but we'll work it out later on. Right, that's those two bits done. Now, it's not easy with the old battery in the way, but anyway, we'll give it a go. Okay, need to do some down here. Very creaky glue gun, isn't it? And across the top. There we go. And it's going to be pretty quick because it's going to start to set pretty quick as well, isn't it? And some along there, look. Okay, glue gun aside, just enough. Now we can get the cover back on, hopefully. There we go. That's not too bad, is it? Get rid of the fluff. Right, let's move the camera a bit. You're a bit too close, aren't you? There we are. Okay, screws are going back in. Maybe I should use something different for that sealant. That's pretty good. Excellent. Because, you know, it'd be nice if this thing lasted for a while. I know it was free, but, you know, it would be good. Very surprised that one of the screws missing, though. That does seem a bit strange. And I have no idea how it works yet. You know, I've not read the instructions, so I need to know how this thing fires up. Right, I need to go and find another tiny little screw to go in there. Bear with me. Right, this is the smallest self-tapping style screw that I've got kicking around. I know it's not countersunk, and I know it's not going to fit in the hole, but it'll be alright. I think, he says. It's going in pretty easy, which is nice. Right, there we go. Look, definitely better than it was, that's for sure. Now, obviously, when I fit it to the wall, it's not going to completely fit flush anymore because of that one screw, but that's not the end of the world, because that actually is the bottom. This is the top, where obviously it recharges from the power of the sun, which is good. Okay, so how the hell do we turn this thing on? Will it work? Need to read the instructions. Right, just reading through the instructions, it doesn't actually tell me how to obtain the 3 different modes. It says here, where was it? It says there are 3 different modes. Here we are, look. Mode conversion. It says, mode 1, people come and lights up. Mode 2, keep shimmering, people come to highlight. Mode 3, the lights are on when people come, and the light goes off when people go, and the induction time is 20 to 25 seconds. I think that means it'll stay on for that period of time when there's nobody around after it's been illuminated. Then it'll turn off again. It's not the greatest English in the world, is it? Right, now this button here is the power switch, so we'll press that and see what happens. Oh, there we go, look. Wow, that's good and bright, isn't it? Okay, so it's gone off again. Maybe it needs some kind of movement. Let's get rid of that torch because I've just been charging it up. Ah, different modes. Right, so that's 2. That's the shimmery mode. Okay, we don't want that. I don't think. The lights are on. Okay. Well, I suppose proof of the pudding, that's on. What's 1, 2, 3, off. Right, I need to go mount this up outside and I'll give you some feedback, I think. So there you go, super short video. We've had a quick look inside. One of them we've modified and we put some glue gunny stuff in there and tried to seal it up better to see if it lasts longer. There was no sealing between the 2 plastic components, so eventually moisture is going to get in and it will damage that circuit board. That's inevitable. So hopefully the one that we've modified slightly is going to stay, you know, continue to work for a lot longer than the standard one. Especially now it's got another way. That was bright. Especially now. Oh God! There, look, it's on again. It's like it's alive. Right, it's not doing that again. So yes, with the extra screw in there, then hopefully it's, and the glue gunny stuff, it's going to be sealed up a lot better than a standard one. So I'll report back in 6 months, maybe a year's time, and let you know how I got on. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested in buying one of these. I was sent these for free. I get nothing from it. Feel free to, you know, peruse, and maybe, you know, in 6 months' time, if they're any good, you might be interested. Who knows? I think the fact that it doesn't require any kind of wiring. You can just screw it up somewhere on the side of your shed or whatever, and it gives you a bit of free light on an evening. That can only be a good thing, can't it? It saves the planet, and it's very, very easy to install, and that's what I like. Okay, crew, well, if you enjoyed the video, why not click on the subscribe button, ring the bell, and then you won't miss any more Andy Mechanic videos. This kind of video is very, very different to what I normally do. Normally I'm working on motorcycles and ATVs and ROVs and doing welding and making up beams, all these big steel beams that I made for the workshop and stuff. It's a bit of everything, really. You know, whatever I need to get done, you usually join me on the journey. You'll also find me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to communicate through any of those portals. You'll also find my email address down the bottom. And if you want to support the channel, you can do that through Patreon and PayPal. And it's the same email address, andymechanic@live.co.uk. Okay, crew, well, until next time, cheers, over and out.
And we get the flip up again.
Oh!